Have you ever looked at an old photo and felt like you were back in that moment? Maybe it was your childhood birthday, or sitting in a car with your best friend, remembering the music playing while laughing about nothing in one of those endless summer nights. Or that last hug from a loved one who isn't here anymore. It's strange, isn't it? One glance, and suddenly your chest tightens. It feels like you're reaching through time. But here's the quiet truth. That memory, that emotion, even the photo, it's all happening right now. And that might be the most important thing we ever understand. Where are you right now? You might say you're laying in bed, walking to class, doom scrolling on your couch. But deeper than that, where are you? Well, you're here, in this moment. Everything you're seeing, everything you're hearing, thinking, feeling, it's all unfolding now. There's no other place you can actually be. The past is not a place you can go, and the future isn't somewhere you can reach. You're always, always living in this breath, this beat, this blink of awareness. There is no exception. When you're remembering something painful or dreaming up something exciting, those thoughts, that is a phenomenon experienced right now. We often picture the present as just a fleeting dot between a fixed past and an unfolding future, existing on some timeline. But the timeline, it doesn't exist. It's a concept, a mental sketch, an imagined path from childhood to old age. Past and future are just stories that the mind tells, stitched together in the only space that actually exists, the here and now. The present isn't a point along a line. It's the space where every memory appears, every plan is made, and every emotion is felt. We don't move through it, we live in it. You might remember the rush from your first kiss, or winning the game with a last-minute goal, or standing on stage as your name is called for an award, heart pounding with disbelief and pride. But you're not going back in time. You're experiencing a memory now. Your brain is firing, your heart is reacting. It's a reconstruction, an echo playing in the only moment there is. We have many nostalgic memories of a childhood lost to time. But those memories aren't fixed. They reshape every time you revisit them. Who you are now filters how you see who you were then. We often think of the past as frozen, untouched, waiting to be visited. But it's more like a recurring dream, vivid, shifting, shaped by who we are now, more than by what actually happened then. Of course, memories are intangible. You can't touch a feeling or hold a thought. But even the more physical things we treasure, photos, videos, letters, recordings, books, well, they don't actually bring us any closer to the past either. They only exist here in the present, right now, in their current state. when we engage with them, we're not stepping into history or looking directly at it. We're having a new experience that simply feels familiar. But that experience is one arising in consciousness right now. A mixtape someone made you, even though you no longer have a cassette player. A hoodie you haven't worn in years that no longer fits, but you still can't throw it away. A text thread from an old relationship that you can't bring yourself to delete. These artifacts feel like direct windows into the past, but really, they're just part of your present awareness. When you cry over a memory, you're not crying in the past or for it. You're crying in this moment, right now. Nostalgia isn't time travel. It's a present emotion, a current feeling. The past is lost to time forever. Now think about what's been keeping you awake lately. Graduation, career paths, falling in love, losing someone, financial issues, having children, or just getting older and the fear of the unknown. We play these thoughts over and over in our head. Sometimes they inspire us, and sometimes they crush us. But all of them, every single one, is happening here and now, in your present mind, in this moment, and no other. There is no tomorrow for your anxiety to live in. It lives in your body now. Your racing thoughts, your tense shoulders, your heart rate, they are the current state of your mind and body reacting to current thoughts and concepts of a future state that doesn't actually independently exist from you. The future is a story we tell ourselves. And like all stories, it's told in the only time it can be told, the now. You don't have to be a philosopher to feel how strange time really is. Even science, perhaps especially science, has shown us that time is far more strange than we once believed. We often assume that memory works like a video archive, something you rewind and replay. But the brain doesn't retrieve the past. It rebuilds it. Like a puzzle missing half its pieces, it fills in the gaps with impressions, assumptions, and who you've become since that moment. And all of this happens in the now. You're not reliving a memory. You're experiencing the present mind conjuring a version of the past. But your brain isn't just a memory machine, it's a prediction engine. Every waking second, it's generating expectations about the world, not passively observing, but actively creating your own experience of reality. It's constantly guessing what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you think is real. Most of it happens automatically, outside of awareness, and yet it shapes everything you feel. And if the brain distorts our sense of time, physics pulls the rug out from under it entirely. Albert Einstein showed us that time isn't fixed. It bends. It stretches. It moves differently depending on where you are and how fast you're going. There is no single clock that rules the universe. No master timeline ticking overhead. Instead, every observer experiences time and space differently. Even measurements of distance or size lose their consistency from one point of view to another. So what does that mean? It means your experience, this exact moment, is your own private window into reality. No one else sees from your eyes or moves through your particular stream of time. And yet everyone is experiencing now. In quantum physics, the mystery deepens. Some theories suggest time may not be fundamental at all, that it emerges only when a conscious observer is present to perceive change. That in some way, the flow of time might not be out there in the universe, but in here as a feature of awareness itself. Even our most basic sense of forward motion, this constant unfolding from past to future, may be nothing more than our minds detecting change, a natural consequence of entropy. Entropy is the tendency of the universe to move from order to disorder. We see it in the melting of ice, the aging of the body, and the fading of memory. As things become less structured, they leave behind a trail, evidence that change has happened. And from that trail, the mind constructs the illusion of a past. But disorder increasing is just a pattern, a direction we interpret as forward. The deeper truth may be that time doesn't flow like a river. There is no river. It's more like a flickering awareness that arises anew, again and again, in a single timeless space. And even when you look up at the stars, those points of light that may have left their source thousands or millions of years ago, you're not seeing the past. You're experiencing light striking your eye right now. The journey may have taken ages, but the experience itself is immediate and lives nowhere else but in this moment of awareness. Science, like spirituality, keeps pointing us back to the same quiet truth. Whatever time is, it always leads us here, to now. Most of us become so entangled in our thoughts, emotions, and the roles they assign us that we rarely step back and notice the moment we're actually in. We live inside a constant stream of mental narration, so hopelessly attached to it that we begin to mistake it for who we really are. Our identity, it becomes so entangled with our thoughts, and we defend them as if we're defending our very selves. This is the ego, built on stories of the past and imagined futures. And all the while, beneath that haze, something more subtle and profound is always unfolding. Right here, right now. Life isn't waiting, it's happening. You blink, and the leaves fade as another season passes. Autumn turns to winter. You look up, someone you love is older and then gone. And then you grow older and realize you spent years being everywhere else but here. Many of our goals revolve around achieving something just out of reach. More money, more success, more stability. We push ourselves forward, delaying peace for some imagined future where everything finally aligns and the dust settles. But peace isn't something we arrive at someday. It's an experience, an acceptance, not a destination. This moment, this one, right here, right now, however you got here, and whatever your trajectory, this is your entire life. This is all there is. We suffer when we fail to accept this, when we're hopelessly attached to the ideas of how life and others should be, unable to reconcile them with how life and others actually are. Peace is in the present and only in the present. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to deserve it. You just need to notice it. It's the feeling of sunlight on your face, the dog asleep at your feet, air conditioning on a hot day, the taste of coffee early in the morning, the sensation of a deep breath. It's the silence between words, the pause before you speak, the quiet realization that you're never late to your own life. You're always arriving, right on time, and in the only moment in time that you can arrive, which is right now. You don't need to fix the past. You don't need to control the future. You just need to come back to the present, right now. Because when we truly arrive here, we begin to see more clearly, not just the world around us, but our own minds. Thoughts lose their grip when we recognize them for what they really are. Not truths, not commands, not us. Just passing flickers of mental activity, often useful, and sometimes not, but never the whole picture. They are concepts, not reality. And from this place of mindfulness, compassion emerges. Not as something we strive for, but as something that comes from understanding. We begin to see others not as obstacles or roles in our personal story, but as fellow travelers, each struggling with their own past and future, each carrying fears, hopes, and longings, just like us. Beneath all our trivial differences, we're all reaching for peace in the present moment. And yet we all struggle. We all get lost in thought, swept up in stories and judgments without realizing it. Our egos desperately clinging to identities and expectations, resisting the reality that everything is impermanent. When we recognize this, not as failure, but as shared humanity, compassion flows effortlessly. Living in the present doesn't mean abandoning goals or ambition. It means no longer postponing peace in the present. It means mindful action with clarity rather than compulsion. Mindfulness, simply noticing without judgment, isn't about seeing new things or achieving a better version of yourself. It has no goal, no metric of success. Its purpose is only this: to connect you with what already is and what has always been. And when you're rooted in that awareness, thoughts, fears, and stories no longer appear as obstacles to peace or attributes of your fixed identity, but as natural movements of the mind, passing patterns, not problems. There is nothing to fight or fix. You simply notice what arises, accept it, and then return to the present.